Alright, got some casual gameplay here. I gotta work on a lot of shit before I earn my rank back. But this guy has a mighty fine weapon. I'm gonna be using that. So that's a pretty decent weapon, not as clumsy as the opulent mace. And also I'm dealing with sweaty fingers and daylight glare. As you can hear, I'm outside doing this post-commentary. So this guy murks me with that thing. I'm like, I'm gonna try that out because he killed me pretty damn quick with that. And yeah, I'm just tiring myself out a lot, getting frantic. I'm not really placing a lot of good hits. Every so often I'll get a headshot in there. But what's happening is when I use double-handed bludgeoning weapons like this, like double-handed maces and hammers, I do a lot of low holds and 360 swings to get that angular momentum in that, get the weight on the end of that thing zinging. But what that also does is that keeps my head open and I'm not high guarding as much. So I got a lot of open shots to the face that I'm taking, and it's just wiping me out with these high rank guys. And here I got a little guy. I'm just gonna practice on him, just see how effective it is compared to, and you can see it got rid of that shield real quick. And it's nothing to write home about. I'm just bullying this little guy, just seeing how effective this thing is. And of course my thumbs get a little bit sweaty. I gotta kind of like rub them on the concrete and get some dust on my fingertips. And normally I apply like gun oil or WD-40 to my thumbs to, you know, fix that sweat problem, but I don't have access to that right now, so I'm just making do. And of course that guy's quick work. I mean, I'm just doing this for familiarization. I'm not really proving anything killing this guy, but just getting my feel back for shit. So get rid of this guy so we can have something to actually talk about next. Come on. Okay, he's gone. It's a pretty decent weapon. I mean, it's got that spike, so theoretically that can bleed somebody out. And for that level that this guy is, those hooked axes are pretty decent. They hem shit up. Which, that's the only complaint I have about this weapon. It tends to get hung up more than like a round mace or the other hammers. But you can see he just lost both of his axes with his naked arms. And again, he's done. Nothing to brag about, but I'm just trying to get my muscle memory back in tune. Of course, get some headshots. So I'm basically drilling accuracy with these guys. I know I'm gonna kill them. And yes, according to my standards, I do suck right now. This guy is gonna be easy work. Pretty much when you're decent with a double-handed weapon, especially a large bludgeoning one, these dual wielder guys really don't stand a chance unless they're really good and they scrunch you up really fast into a corner. But that windmill flailing's not going to do much good for him because I'm just coming in and I'm chiseling him away. And he's not getting a lot of good hits in. He just lost one. And I'm just bashing him in the dome. And that's pretty damn effective for, you know, gold class armor. And he's out. And the same thing's going to happen next. Because I've gotten to the point where I can overreach their blocks if they're not blocking themselves. And he's having a really hard time. I'm just... Because, I mean, if the hammerhead doesn't hit, that spike hits. And that fucks shit up also. Try to get some cheap shots in. And I'm sure he's not going to use those weapons again because them things are trash, dude. I got the big boy, you got the little ones. Alright, now he's a lesser smegramorph. That's what I call these disjointed creatures. I call them smegramorphs. And the funny thing is he doesn't see himself being that on his screen. And I may be actually one of those on his screen, but I don't see it on my screen. So it's kind of baffling how the hit detection works this way, but it's part of the game, I guess. But the advantage for me with this is that his arms are exposed. You can see his bicep part of his arm is in front of his face, like pedipalp. So they're like right there where you can disable arms. And sometimes a Smegamorph's a little harder to get to because their weapons are sprawled out a lot further and block more. But this guy, making quick work of this guy. And I haven't seen any bleed out action with this hammer yet, but I assume it can. Okay, this guy, if I can snipe his shield, that's a little shield. It should be easy to snipe. Notice I'm focusing on the shield. I want to get rid of that shield, get that shit out of my way. So that shield's gone. Now I got free access to his head. I got a lot more reach than that holy mace. I'm really not afraid of that holy mace because I'm just sitting back. I'm getting them headshots. Back up, get some space a little bit, get away from that holy mace. And boom, he's gone. This thing is super effective. I like this weapon. I really do. There's a lot of weapons you don't pay attention to until you use them. And then you realize they're fucking tits, man. This is a nice weapon. Again, I'm sniping that shield. Sniping the shield. Get a couple headshots in. Alright, backing up. Trying to get more shots on that shield. Finger sweat's fucking me. Shield's gone. Clear shots on his head. Bam. Bam. Alright, get a little closer. Bam. 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 Back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. Bam. Bam. See, even if you're out of reach, that spike still connects. So he's done. I think there's one more around. So this ain't a bad weapon. Normally that holy mace and a shield's a pretty good setup, but I've gotten to the point where I can delete a smaller shield like that. And some of the higher end shields, it takes a lot more power to get rid of them, but if you're accurate enough, you hit right in the center of that shield, the energy will transfer right into their fist and disable that shield. So again, his face is exposed and I'm just bashing the hell out of it, and he's not doing the best job with that holy mace. And yeah, was that a bleed out? Because I don't think I connected that time. Alright, here's where the problem comes in, is with the damn greatsword. Every greatsword in this video completely murks me because I'm not guarding high. So you can see how many shots he's getting in with that thing, and it's working me down pretty quick. And later on I switch over to the greatsword, start using it. But the thing is, I've already conditioned myself for these double-handed blunt trauma weapons where I get that 360 centrifugal spin, and I neglect guarding high, so my head's open a lot because when I stage a swing, I normally drag the weapon on the ground before I pull it over my back, and that's when my head's open, and that's what I'm not watching for. So I'm getting too used to these 360 flailing shots here. So he's getting a lot of head shit. He's just bashing my brains out with that thing. Alright, it's gonna happen again. My head's open, my head's open, my head's open, my head's open. Keep that weapon high. See, I'm getting too used to 360s. I'm not guarding high. Because when you guard high with those high guard strikes, it's a lot slower with a heavy-headed blunt trauma weapon. So it's just muscle memory, dude. I gotta focus on one weapon at a time. If I swap weapons, I gotta completely retrain myself for that weapon. And for the swords, that sword is just way too quick for what I'm doing here. I'm leaving my head open a lot. Of course, he's got a lot of good swings. I want to practice the sword more, but the sword, it's not as easy to get rid of shields with that sword. It's very difficult. So I focus mostly on the blunt trauma weapons like this one. I think I'm going to stick to that, and I'm just going to have to get better. And I think I switched to the sword here. Do I switch to the sword? Oh no, okay. Here's this little guy. I'm going to spare him. I don't feel like bullying. Okay, I'll edit that out later. I forgot to edit a part. Okay, so I'm going to snipe this shield real quick. My fingers are sticking. They're getting sweaty again. So I'm missing a lot of swings here. Also with this nighttime, I got daylight glare in the real world, so I can barely see what I'm doing. Barely see what I'm doing on this nighttime setting on this screen. So I'm missing a lot of shots, but of course the shield's deleted, he's gone. And once again, gotta go for that shield, delete that shield. Oh, he's holding it back. He doesn't want his shield deleted, but it's gonna be too late here in a minute. I done passed out, worked myself out. Back up, try to get some on that shield. Try to get more shots on that shield. It's gone. I think that's a spike that did that. Now his head's open, and I can just finish him off. And he's done. He can have his hammer back. Alright, again, try to delete that shield. And I think he's damn near giving up now. And trying to work on that shield. Trying to get some space back there so I can get all that power into that shield so I can get rid of that damn thing, because those are annoying. So back up a little bit more. He's trying to push. He's not pushing fast enough. So I'm going to try to get rid of that shield as soon as possible. I might have to push back here in a minute. I'm running out of room. But I'm wearing armor, so I got time. I got to do this sparingly, so I'll tire myself out and I'll come back. I'll backpedal, get more shots in. I'm actually getting some shots over that shield into his head, and now he's got nothing. He's almost dead. Almost dead. I'm gonna push myself a little bit more space. Back up and try to get one in on that dome, because the shield, okay, shield's gone, but it's too late. He's done. Delete that shit later. Anyway, there were some things I forgot to edit out, so that's why I mentioned that. And of course, this great sword's gonna fuck me too. I'm getting some good headshots in, but he's taking advantage of my low hold there, because I'm not guarding my head like I should be. Because I'm getting so used to dragging that weapon on the ground and getting those power swings. And I know I've already said that. I'm trying to fill this shit with words, dude. But yeah, great sword fucking fucks me again. Trying to go for those headshots, and of course, like I said, the nighttime setting is really hard for me to see right now. So I can see the reflection of my face clearer than the actual game. So I have that disadvantage, and also that sword is a lot faster than what I'm using. And this guy's been playing a lot more than I have. Pretty much everybody that's ranked has been playing a lot more than I have, so I got to catch up on skill, because that's just abysmal. All right, now I have the great sword, and as I've said, I've programmed myself to use the damn. I'm not keeping that high guard enough. I need to do more of the linear, hold it high, sway my body back, and lunge forward. But as I've said, my muscle memory is doing the 360 now, so that's what my thumbs want to do. So I got to retrain it if I want to use the sword. But like I said, I'm going to stick to the blunt trauma weapons, because the blunt trauma weapons can get rid of a shield. It's a little bit harder for a sword to take out a shield. But like I said, I got a lot of open shots. See right there, when I have the sword on the ground, my head is open, and he's getting a lot of hits in there. I need to keep that sword higher, like I have been doing when I was using the sword, but I got to reprogram myself. So I can only handle one weapon at a time, because then I gotta switch everything up when I change weapons. So I hope you enjoyed the video. That's me sucking. I need to get better.